Hello.
Hello, Jade. We are.
We're live.
Hello.
Hey, Uma, we're live.
Hi. Yes.
So, welcome everyone to our webinar, Teaching English in Spain After Brexit. So we are just about to get started. We're just waiting on a few of the stragglers to join us. It's great to see so many people joining us for the webinar. There's clearly a lot of interest and lots of questions about teaching abroad and Brexit, so we'll hopefully come to all of those. If you look on the right-hand side, you'll see there's a chat box to type in your questions. So feel free to say hello, let us know where you're from, we'll give you a shout out. Oh, we've got someone from Los Angeles already. Wow, hello.
Hello.
Excellent. Wow, this is Newcastle, hey.
Wow.
Excellent. From Glasgow, Bristol, wow, all over the UK. London.
Wow.
Wow, good. Great to see so many people. We're also doing a prize draw. Well, if you follow us and like us on Facebook and Instagram, you could win a course worth 1,200 euros, which will also enable you to get a student visa. So this is well worth doing, and we will announce the winner on social media after the webinar. I could also say that we've noticed a couple of times that the sound can distort if you're listening on your phone. If you find that happens, you can close the chat box and wait a second, and the problem should rectify itself. I should also say this webinar is being recorded, and it will be shared on our website and social media afterwards. So if you do miss it, you'll get the chance to listen back. So yes, so welcome everyone. Okay, well, let's get started. We've got a lot of ground to cover. Brexit has created all sorts of barriers and challenges to what used to be a relatively easy and fluid process. But the good news is that you can still do the same things and achieve the same goals. You just have a few more bureaucratic hurdles, and the aim of this webinar today is to talk you through the process and answer any questions you might have. We've done our best to make a complicated topic as simple as possible, and we'll be publishing written detailed guides for you to refer to as well. So first of all, I want to introduce your hosts. So my name is Richard. I'm the director of TEFL Iberia, and we're very lucky today to team up with immigration experts from the law firm Avalanding in Barcelona. So welcome, guys. At TEFL Iberia, we have over 30 years of combined experience working in the TEFL industry. We come from all different backgrounds and countries, which makes the school a real melting pot. Personally, I came to Barcelona in 2008 when I was just a young lad, probably a similar age to most of the attendees today. I was straight out of university, and to be honest, I didn't really have much ambition beyond going to the beach, going out, enjoying the sun. But I got a job in a bar when I was 23. I decided I wanted to stay. I did a TEFL course. I got involved. I had a variety of English teaching jobs. I got involved in teacher training, and then I saw an opportunity to start TEFL Iberia. So we started very small, just running a few groups per year, but now it's gone from strength to strength. It's 9 years old, 10th birthday next year, which is exciting. And I'm proud to say it's one of the top TEFL courses in Spain and the only Trinity Cert TESOL provider in Barcelona. So very proud to be involved, and especially proud of the great team of people that run it from day to day. So it's great to be here. It's great to be talking to you guys from Barcelona, and it's my pleasure to introduce Jade.
Yes, hi. Thanks, Richard. Yeah, so I'm Jade. I'm the Director of Admissions and Course Coordinator for TEFL Iberia. I moved here in July of 2019, and I did the TEFL course myself. I found TEFL Iberia, I moved here, I did the Trinity Cert TESOL, became qualified as an English teacher. So I've been through the process that everyone goes through when they move here. And yeah, I taught for a couple of months, and then I was lucky enough to get to know Richard really well, and the position came open, and now I've been here luckily ever since. I absolutely love working for the company, and it's been amazing to be able to bring people like myself who are in the same position to Barcelona to allow them to have this amazing experience. So yes, that is me.
Hi. Well, my name is Zima. I'm the head of immigration attorney. I am immigration department in Avalanding. Avalanding is a consulting firm with attorneys and economists in Barcelona. I'm from Barcelona, and I'm so happy that there are like so many people interested in coming to Barcelona. It's a beautiful city. That means I just wanted to let you know that Marina, who works at Avalanding, will be answering your questions online. That means if you have like any questions regarding immigration, you just can write them, and Marina will answer your questions on the chat.
Yes, perfect, exactly. So you'll see we have the chat box, and Marina is going to do her best to answer via chat the questions live. And then at the end of the webinar, we're going to have a live Q&A. So we're going to pick the most popular questions, and we'll try and discuss them and answer them as best together. So TEFL Iberia, just a little bit more about who we are. So we've been running since 2012, and we've been accredited by Trinity College London since 2017. Now, we provide the Trinity Cert TESOL qualification, and this is level 5 in the UK qualifications framework. Now, this is important because it means it's recognised by the UK government, the British Council, and governments internationally as a valid qualification. So yeah, it's an excellent starter qualification for new teachers. I should also say it's the same subject knowledge and depth as a second-year university degree in terms of like how difficult or how challenging it's pitched. It's about the second year of a university degree. Every course is moderated, so that means a moderator comes to the school from the UK. Well, nowadays it's done online because of COVID, but normally they would come to the school and they interview both the tutors and the students on every single course to make sure that standards are kept high as well. So they make sure that you guys are learning what you're supposed to be learning, and that we are teaching what we're supposed to be teaching and providing all the services that we're supposed to do. We work very hard on student satisfaction, and hopefully that's reflected in the reviews that you see online. They're very positive. We're all over Google, and another important website is TEFL Course Review. You'll see we have a strong presence there as well. The school in numbers, so like I say, we started in 2012. We've had at least 60 different nationalities represented by our alumni. We've had pretty much every English-speaking country, UK, North America, Australia, South Africa, everywhere. Also, lots, I'd say about 20% of our students are non-native English speakers as well. So we've had students from Singapore, from the Middle East, from Mexico, from most European countries. So yeah, every group is different, there's a lot of variety. I'd say about 40% of our students come from the UK, so you guys are a big, important part of our student body. And since 2012, we've had over 1,000 alumni as well. And a little bit here about Avalanding, Inma.
Yes, hi again. As I said, our firm is based in Barcelona, and we have like a big immigration department that can help you if you have like any questions, or you want, I don't know, you have like you encounter like a problem to apply for your visa. We will be happy to help you, and you can send like an email. And as I said, I mean, our immigration department has helped like clients from over like 70 different countries. We have like professionals in our immigration department that they can speak fluently English and other languages like French, for example. And we will be really happy to help you in any way you will need our services. And it's just like to make your dream like come true, to be in Barcelona. And we want you here to enjoy this beautiful city.
Excellent, exactly. Yes. So we'd like to do a very quick survey just to get an idea of who we're talking to. So I'm just going to open this survey here. So what best describes your situation? I'm a university student, I'm a recent graduate, I'm a parent researching options, I work at university and advise students, I'm a qualified teacher looking for options, or none of the above. So we're just going to give you a minute or so to come to that. Wow, it's funny watching them all come in. Mm-hmm. Definitely got a lot of university students.
Yeah.
No parents. We don't have any parents. I thought we'd have more parents, because in the end, I guess they are sometimes the one that pay. They like to know what their kids are signing up for. Okay. Okay, I'm going to show the results in a few seconds. Let everyone get their vote in. Yeah, okay, and voting. And share results. There we go. Can we see those?
Yes.
Yes. Excellent. Okay, yeah, so we've got lots of university students. New qualified teachers who are looking for options in Spain. Perfect. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, I'm going to close that. Back to the presentation. Okay, so an overview of what we're covering today. We are going to look at the impact of Brexit on the TEFL industry. We've got some thoughts and comments on that. What to expect for teaching English after Brexit, how to get a student visa for Spain, and how to work legally in Spain for 12 months or more. So, over to Jade.
Yes, thanks, Richard. So, yeah, I guess as everyone who is here knows that Brexit has been a massive, has thrown a massive spanner in the works for all Brits who love to travel and love to move overseas and just anything immigration-wise in general. You know, there's no more freedom of movement for UK citizens anymore. You know, it doesn't have a major impact on the tourism industry, especially in Europe. Everyone can still come and travel and do their normal sort of summer things. But when it comes to moving abroad, as an English teacher, for instance, it's now a little bit more complicated and, yeah, requires a little bit more, I guess, arrangements than before. I guess it can seem a little bit too hard for Brits, and it isn't something that is as easily accessible as pre-Brexit. But I guess that's what we're here to talk about today, because it definitely is something that is still a very achievable option for everyone. It's not only impacted Brits, it's also impacted the TEFL industry in Spain as well, especially employers within the industry. You know, there's a massive reduction of, you know, British native English teachers in Spain, making it harder for employers to find natives as easily as pre-Brexit. Currently, the only native English-speaking country that has free movement throughout Europe is the Republic of Ireland. So lucky for them, but it's definitely less native English speakers being able to move freely through Spain. Another thing is just the confusion around new laws, requirements, immigration, just everything's a little bit unclear. We don't really know what's going on. And especially if you're not in the industry, you're not an immigration lawyer, you're not really going to know what's going on. So that's a really, really big challenge. But with challenges, there's obviously lots of opportunities and solutions. And yeah, one of the major ones we're here to talk about today is the student visa. So as the UK is classed as a third country now, they will have the same access as citizens from, like myself, from Australia, Canada, America, New Zealand. So it's still very achievable. There's heaps of Australians in Spain. There's heaps of Americans and Canadians, New Zealanders, South Africans. So if they can do it, definitely Brits can do it as well. Another massive opportunity and I guess perk that might occur with Brexit is the initial, I guess, initial reduction in Brits moving to Spain. So it means there will be less teachers, which means that there will be more demand for English teachers. The industry potentially might sort of make itself a little bit more perky, higher pay rates, make it more attractive for Brits to move here. So it could potentially mean more money, which we all like. And less sort of demanding, I guess, position requirements like having to have 3 years experience or all these crazy qualifications. It'll be a little bit easier to, you know, enter into the TEFL industry. And one other thing as well that was available before Brexit, but it's obviously going to be more attractive now for obviously Brits, is the possibility to apply for a student visa whilst being in Spain. You know, if you don't want to commit to a student visa before you move here, you could come and do something like the Trinity Cert TESL for a month, see if you like the culture and the lifestyle of living in Barcelona, and then you can apply for your student visa whilst being here. So it doesn't take, I guess, too much of a big decision before you move here. You can sort of go step by step, which I think might be a really attractive option for a lot of Brits who are thinking about moving to Spain. When it comes to teaching English in particular in Spain after Brexit, I guess some things to expect. As I mentioned, it is going to take a little bit more preparing than what it might have before Brexit. You know, you can't just decide one day, oh, I'm going to go to Spain and jump on a plane and move there. There is going to be a little bit more planning required. So we're generally recommending around 2 to 3 months, just to obviously gather up all of your documents, research, and prepare yourself for the move, support your finances, gather all of your documents, attend appointments, and pretty much everything that you will need. It's going to take a little bit more time, so just expect that if you are, you know, coming to Spain on a student visa. And yeah, once you're in Spain, there's obviously lots of opportunities. Get employed as a paid intern on a student visa. Nothing really changes that much when it comes post-Brexit. The opportunities are still exactly the same. You can still be teaching kids, adults, private classes. You can work up to 20 hours per week, which is generally a full-time teaching timetable anyways. I know some people might think, oh, 20 hours per week, it's not full-time. But for a teacher, it generally is. You'd be lucky to get anything more than 20 hours per week. And to be honest, you probably wouldn't want to work any more than 20 hours per week as a teacher. And as you can see, the wages and the salary for an English teacher in Spain is very, very attractive. So you can earn more than enough on 20 hours per week on a teaching salary. So definitely still super perky and very achievable and enjoyable when you're here. And it's not just a one-year thing. You can renew your visa year after year after year. So it's nothing much has really changed. It's just that you need to get a student visa, which is what Imna will now talk us through.
Thanks, Jade. Okay, now it's important now with the Brexit, if you want to come to Barcelona to study, and you're gonna sign on a course that's gonna be more than 3 months here in Barcelona, you will have to apply for a student visa. Okay, let me just pass it.
Yep.
Okay, here it is. Okay, first, the most important thing is, like, if you're gonna apply for a student visa, you're gonna have to do it at the Spanish consulate in the country you live. If it's the UK, you will have to see what consulate it is. If it's the consulate in London or Edinburgh or Manchester, then, but this is something that you have to have in mind. But the most important thing before you go to the consulate is to enroll in a course. That means the school will give you a certificate that you will have to submit at the consulate. Then, when you have the certificate that you are enrolled in a course, you will have to book an appointment at the consulate, and you will have at the same time gather all the documentation that you will need to apply for the visa. And then normally a student visa takes around 1 month to get a resolution. That means that you will have to wait this month, and then when you get the visa, they will send you an email. You just go back to the consulate, they stamp your visa on your passport, and you fly to Barcelona. And then, well, yes, you fly to Barcelona with your visa. And then, and you know what's important, that now, because we have, like, in Europe, we have restrictions of entry in Europe because of the COVID pandemic. You can only come to Barcelona, to Spain, if you are like a citizen of Spain, or you are a resident, or you are a student. That means with your visa stamp on your passport as a student in Spain, you can you can come to Barcelona and the restrictions that are applying right now because of the COVID, they're going to apply to you. Just come to Barcelona, you will be, your entry will be allowed because you're a student. And then once in Barcelona, if your course is more than 6 months, then you will have to get a student card. That means you will have to go to the police and get your fingerprints done, and then go back and pick up your card, your student card, that will be valid. And with your student card, you will be able to, even with restrictions because of the COVID, you will be able to travel between the Schengen area and to go back to your, to the UK and come back to Spain as many times as you wish. That's a very good thing right now with these restrictions.
Yeah, I think with the uncertainty around COVID, if you do have that residency card, or if you do come over on a student visa, you don't really have to stress about getting back home or coming back or re-entering or traveling at all. If you have an EU residency card, which you would get on a student visa, it just makes everything so much easier.
Yes, because there are, as I said, there are only 3 categories are allowed to entry right now, and one of them is a student.
Mm-hmm.
Then that means, as I said, the first thing you need to do is to get enrolled in a course, and the course has to be at least, to be able to qualify for the visa, at least 20 hours per week. And it could be a TEFL course, a master's degree, Spanish lessons, any course that you do in an authorized school in Spain.
Yeah. Perfect.
And as I said, TEFL, of course, is an authorized school. That means that if you present your certificate showing that you are enrolled in their courses, they will admit it.
Yeah, so we at TEFL Iberia, we have we have 2 main courses that we offer, and the first one is obviously the Trinity Cert TESL. This is the course that will get you accredited as an internationally recognized teacher. If you're not familiar with the different acronyms and the different types of TEFL qualifications, the Cert TESL is one of 2 internationally recognized qualifications. It's through Trinity College in London. It's a very, very highly regarded qualification, and most teachers, most companies and academies and schools in Barcelona and Spain in particular are looking for a Trinity qualified teacher or a SALTA qualified teacher, etc. So it's a very highly sought after qualification. This course in particular, because it's only 4 weeks, it doesn't obviously meet the requirements of a student visa, because it does need to be a long-term student visa. So that is when we have our developing teacher course. So this is an extension course that you do after your TESL, or if you already have a TEFL qualification, you can get, I guess, direct entry into the developing teacher course. And yeah, so this is, like Emma said, 20 hours per week. It is only 3 hours in the school though. So the way the course is designed, it's very flexible, and it's designed for, people that want to come and live and work in Spain. You don't want to do a master's degree and be studying, every day. It's specifically designed so you have the flexibility to work, earn money, travel, and, live the Barcelona dream as everyone wants when they move here. So, yeah, super attractive course. It's amazing, especially if you are a very passionate teacher. It's basically just going to continue your development as a teacher. It's very personalized as well. For example, if you're coming up to Cambridge exams and you want to do a session on exam preparation, how to prepare Spanish learners for exams, all you need to do is let the tutor know, and they'll develop a session on basically whatever the students are needing at the time. And it's a great little community. We've got, I think, generally at most times around 60 students enrolled into the developing teacher course. So it's a great little community, and it's very supportive, and everyone's in the same situation. So yes, that is our course that will get you over here on a student visa. Oops.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
This one, yes. Okay, and then it's very important to prepare all the documentation beforehand, and to and to make sure that we have all the documents and the appointment, and to calculate when we want to come. That means you will have to to think about, like, for example, if you have to calculate that it will take 1 month for the consulate to issue the visa. But it's true that my advice will be like to book the appointment beforehand, because right now there are a lot of restrictions. For example, in the consulate in London, and perhaps you think that they're going to give you an appointment like in a week, and then it could be that they will give an appointment in a month. I mean, you have to take this in mind, and you have to prepare and be careful with the times. That means that once you have the appointment, then at the same time you can prepare all documentation that you will be need to file. And the basic documentation will be, you will have to fill out complete visa application form that is like a 2-page. It's very easy. You will have to get like a recent passport photo, your passport. You will have to copy all passport, all pages. Then also you will need the letter of enrollment at the school. And also what is important is that they will ask you to provide proof that you have economic means. That means at least in total is like more or less like 6,500 euros if it's 1 year course, or if it's, for example, it's a 4-month course, they will calculate it taking into account that each month you need around 600 euros. That means you will have to provide bank statements. Basically, normally is bank statements proving that you have this amount. And then what is important also is like you will have to also provide a health insurance in Spain. It's the requirements of this health insurance has to be like full coverage without co-payments. You can get it in England, or you can do it in England, but you can contract a Spanish company directly here. I mean, it's very, I mean, it's not really expensive. Normally, for the whole year, normally is around like 500 euros. And it is like full coverage without co-payments. And if you're gonna stay in, if you're gonna get enrolled in a course that is for more than 6 months, then you need to think that you will need 2 more things. You will need a medical certificate. It's just like a regular checkup, saying basically like demonstrating that you don't have any contagious diseases. And if it's in English, you just need a translation from this medical certificate. And what is important, if the course is going to be more than 6 months, you will need a criminal background. And what they ask is a criminal background of all countries you've been living for the last 5 years, and living means more than 6 months. And this criminal background check, you will have to apostille it if it's in the UK, and if it's in another country that they don't have the apostille, you will need to legalize it. And then you will have to get a Spanish translation. And also you can see here the visa fees at the consulate. When you go and you have all your documents, they will ask you also to pay a fee to the consulate. If it's like for a short term, that means less than 6 months, the fee that you will have to pay at the consulate is 54.40 pounds. And if it's a long-term visa fee, that is a course for more than 6 months, is 174 pounds.
Excellent. I just noticed we had a question about the Spanish translations, so this is to interject. Well, first of all, the translations in apostille. Now, apostille is not really a common term in the UK. Like it's a little bit vague and people don't really understand what it is. The apostille is an official authentication of documents such as birth certificates or a marriage certificate. It's basically a stamp and a confirmation from a government official to say that a document is authentic and can be used abroad for things such as visas or other official procedures. So as Emma said, if your visa is more than 6 months, the medical certificate should have a sworn translation. Now, Sworn translation is a little bit confusing because the definition varies from country to country. But sworn, my understanding is that it means it's approved by a qualified solicitor. I think, if I'm wrong.
Yes, a sworn translation means that here in Spain there is a list that is recognized by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and it's a list that you can find it. If you want, if you want, Marina now can put the link to this list. And then, if, for example, if you are in London, you just look at the list and it will tell you the translators that are approved by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that are in London. That means you can contact them to get your, for example, in this case, your criminal records translated.
Perfect.
Marina, if you can, I'm going to ask Marina. One moment. Yeah, we're going to ask her to put the link. That means you have it. Because if you don't provide the sworn translator, they're not going to accept it.
Yeah. I should also say that we have spent some time researching the market both in the UK and Spain for the best value translation options, and we can give you some specific recommendations as well. Because the price can vary quite a lot. So we've been in touch with a lot of UK ones and a lot of Spanish ones. The Spanish ones are cheaper, of course, and we recommend going that. For the criminal background check, you want the ACRO one. Now, ACRO is the UK Police Criminal Records Office. You might have heard of DBS, which is commonly used for employers and especially with working with kids. But this one, in the ACRO one in particular, is accepted by the consulate. And this should also be so.
Yes, we have sent emails to all consulates in the UK for the three, the Edinburgh, Manchester and London. And actually, London have said that they accept ACRO and DBS right now in this moment. But for example, in Edinburgh, they said they just accept ACRO. That means my recommendation would be just like to go ahead with the ACRO, because you know that it will be accepted in all consulates.
Yeah, it's interesting because going back to what Jade was saying about potential teething problems, because Brexit is new, this process is new, it's new for the schools, it's new for lawyers, it's new for the staff and the consulates in Spain. They've never had to do this before, so they publish the rules, but I think it will take some time for everybody to become accustomed and to start thinking about this. And unfortunately, you might get some inconsistencies where one consulate says yes, another consulate says no. So yeah, you just have to be patient, I'm afraid.
Yes.
And as for the appointment, so this is a screen grab taken from the London consulate website. So I know Marina's put some links in the chat, but we also have some useful links on the TEFL Iberia blog. You can see in red at the bottom. The system they have for appointments is that you have to send an email to this email address. You put the details of what you say that you're looking for. You're applying for a visa, and their days for appointments are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So you request a time, and they say yes or no, I guess. Is that how it works, Emma? Yes.
This is how it works, but it depends on the consulate. As we said, Richard, the London consulate it works like this. But for example, in Edinburgh, it could be another way to work. There are consulates that they have more like automatic. Like you just go, you pick, and you choose. It depends. It's true that it's very new. That means my recommendation will be just like to go to the consulate webpage and just to look and see, because they could have like different procedures. In London, it's like this, but in Edinburgh could be different. In Edinburgh, we've been doing that, and also you need to send an email actually.
Yeah. Some of the consulate websites are a little bit difficult to navigate as well, but if you go to the TEFL Iberia blog, we have links to directly to London, to Edinburgh, Manchester, and it's the specific page for visas as well. So it's worth checking out.
And you can send them an email if you have any questions also. And sometimes they answer. I mean, don't expect them to answer yes or yes. But if I were you and I have like a question, you can just send them an email. I mean, don't be afraid of sending an email to the consulate.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the big question everyone is probably wondering is, how much does all of this cost? So as part of your plan to spend some time abroad, you really should plan your finances as well, so you have a good idea of how much everything will cost. Now, I should say that everything I'm going to explain is for 1 year. So this is to give you an idea of the maximum cost. Obviously, if you come for a time, the costs will be a little bit lower. Okay, so the initial TEFL qualification, the Trinity Cert TESOL, if you book 1 month in advance and pay in full, it's €1,400. If you book later, it's $1,550. The long-term course, in our case, the Developing Teacher course, is €1,200 for 1 year. The visa application fee is about €200. Specifically, the long-term one, I think, is £174. The short-term one is a bit cheaper, but here we've kept it in euros to be consistent. Health insurance for 1 year is about €470. We have a specific recommendation of a very good value provider. This is for the age bracket of 20 to 50, I think. Obviously, if you're older, it's a different price. Now, this sounds like a lot, but it works out at about €40 per month, which is actually quite good because that includes full coverage with a private doctor. You have access to a dentist as well, and basically everything you might need if you have any medical problems abroad. And yeah, it also meets the requirements for the student visa as well, the specific provider we have in mind. The ACRO police check is, I think, £55 or €65. And that's the price. The translations for the visa application can cost up to about €250. And again, we have some specific recommendations for you. So the total cost is €3,585. Which, yeah, sounds like a lot, and it is, but you have to remember that this is for a full year as well. So this includes your initial qualification, 1 year of study, and all the visa costs. So it's not too bad. Now, the final financial requirement, which requires a little bit of explanation, is the proof of funds. So let's see if I can explain this. So as Ima said before, you have to show that you have €564.90 for every month that you intend to stay in Spain. So if you want to stay for 12 months, you have to demonstrate that you have, or you have access to, €6,778.90. Now, yeah, this sounds like a lot of money. It is. So we have a few different options. Option one, you already have the money. Fantastic. You're rich. Excellent. You can come to Barcelona and you have no problems. Option number two is you can speak to a parent, friend, a relative to temporarily lend you the money. So you just have to show the Spanish consulate that you have the funds. Now, you have to be a little bit smart about it. So it's not like you can have a very small bank, but let's say you have €5 for several months, and then all of a sudden you have €10,000. This is a little bit suspicious, you know. So you have to plan it a little bit in advance, and maybe get some help from your parents to start giving you some money to show that you have this in your account. And then as soon as your visa is approved, you can give it all back, and that's it. So it's not really a cost. It's just you need to have access to this. And option number three is that a parent or guardian can act as a guarantor to support you. Entirely doable, but it requires more documentation. I think they ask for the birth certificate. Your parent or guardian needs a letter from their employer to state how much they earn, and I think they also need to provide their bank statements. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yes, it is correct. I mean, you need to, if it's, for example, your parent who's going to support you, like financially, then you will have to show the, the link between you two. I mean, this is why they ask for the birth certificate. And then if you're, in this case, for example, if it's one of your parents, they will have to sign an affidavit saying that they will, assume any expenses that you will have in Spain. And it's just like an affidavit signed in front of a notary. in the UK. And then the third thing is your parents will have to showing their bank accounts that they have this amount of money, this 7,000. I mean, this almost 7,000 euros. Basically, this is it. I mean, it seems complicated, but it's not really, really, really complicated. It is not. I don't think so. No, we do it every day. That means it's not.
Yeah, with a little bit of effort and planning, it's entirely possible. So these requirements are, but remember, you're doing this for a reason. So the benefits of teaching in Barcelona, lots of fantastic benefits. So the first one, an obvious one, is to learn Spanish. Now, everyone in Barcelona speaks Spanish and Catalan. You hear Spanish all the time, day to day. I personally learned Spanish from living in Barcelona. Jade is learning Spanish. And yeah, lots of new skills, and it's a very easy goal to achieve. It's an excellent experience for your CV. It shows that you are a good communicator, that you're outgoing, open-minded, hardworking, you're a self-starter. You know, like it takes a lot of effort and planning to live abroad for a year. So yeah, this shows that you're a very outgoing person. The cultural experience is amazing. It's fantastic. Everything's different. The food is different. The weather's different. The language, the way of life, it's all great to experience. Cost of living and the quality of life benefits are amazing. Barcelona is a lot cheaper compared to the UK. Your money will go a lot farther. Sometimes it seems like salaries are low, but relatively, your money will last a lot further. You can eat out 7 times a week. You can take taxis everywhere. You can go to bars, restaurants. You can go on trips. Yeah, great. I love it. Access to beach and mountains. So Barcelona has the entire city has a beach, basically. If you don't have the beach and the seaside, then we have very easy access to the Pyrenees and the mountains as well, which are great. Another thing worth pointing out is that it's only 2 hours flight from the UK. So if, for example, you're thinking of going to China or to Southeast Asia, where the costs might be similar, remember you're abroad and it's very different, but it's also very easy to get back home, especially nowadays thinking about COVID and restrictions and lockdowns. If you need a quick journey home, then it's possible. And it's also possible over land as well. You don't even need to fly if you really have to. And bearing in mind, during this entire year, you're going to get an advanced teaching qualification as well. So it really is an excellent investment in yourself. I think that's it. Anything else to say, Jade? I know you're a big fan of Barcelona.
I mean, life. Just do it. It's the best thing I've ever done. So honestly, my mum would hate me saying this, so I hope she's not watching, but I can't see myself ever being back in Australia permanently the rest of my life. I have life here now, so if you want to have 2 homes, move to Spain, because it's great, people are great, the language is great, and there's so many opportunities to teach here. So it's an amazing experience. So
it is, yeah. I mean, I came when I was 20. I came with the plan was to stay for 6 months, and it's been about 12 years. It's now 12 years. So yeah, lots of people come with a short-term plan, and then they end up staying for a very long time.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've done step 1, enroll in a course. Step 2, the appointment and documents, and Emma is going to talk us through step 3.
Yeah, it is important that once you get the visa, normally you'll see that the visa, if it's, for example, for 1-year course, the visa is going to be only for 3 months. That means you have to come to Barcelona between these 3 months. But once in Barcelona, you need your student card. That is very good, because with your student card, it's going to be easy to travel, between the Schengen area. And I mean, it's important to have your TIE. The TIE means the student card. Then the first thing you need to do is to get your domicile registered at the city hall in Barcelona. That means, for example, if you're going to rent a house, then you need to go to the city hall and show your rental agreement. Or if you're going to stay with friends, for example, you're not going to rent it. You're just going to stay with friends. You just need an authorization from the owner of the house or your friend that is the one who is renting the apartment. You just get this authorization you go to the city hall and you register your domicile. Then once you have that, you need to book an appointment at the police station in Barcelona. And then you need to complete some forms, pay a fee, and get your certificate from the city hall. And you go the day of the appointment, you go to the police station, they get your fingerprints done that day, they just take your fingerprints, and then they will tell you to come back. Now it's 2 months. I mean, before it used to be like 1 month, 45 days, but now, you know, it is taking a little bit longer. That means, let's say like between 45 days and 60 days, you'll have to go back to the police station to pick up your student card.
Excellent. I would say if all of this is new to you as well, which I'm sure it is, we're going to have very detailed guides, step by step, like everyone at Avalanding is going to help you as well. So yeah, I know it's a lot of information, it's a lot to take in and lots of steps and processes, but again, it's entirely achievable. One thing I would mention as well, that this is new for Brits, but remember that North Americans, Australians, everyone not from the EU has been doing this forever, basically. So,
literally what I was about to say, Richard. Like, if we have so many Americans, so many Australians, so many non-European, well, obviously before Brexit, non-European citizens doing this, and it seems hard, but it's not really that hard.
No,
it's super achievable. So yeah, I think it's just something that's so like unfamiliar territory for Brits. So it may seem really daunting and intimidating, but it's really not. And you have the support of obviously us and the amazing team at Avalanding. So no problem.
Thanks. Okay, we just want to point out that there is an alternative option. If, for example, this is relatively new. Before you couldn't do that. But for example, if you're here in Barcelona with a tourist visa or with a waiver, like for example, the British citizens, they will be able to come to Spain without a visa, just with a waiver. That means between these 3 months that you will be allowed to stay in Barcelona or in Spain, you can apply for a student visa between the 2 first months. That means you need to allow 1 month for the immigration office to process your visa. That's why if you want to do that, you want to apply from Spain instead of going to the consulate, you can do that. If you do it between the first 2 months. And this will be possible when they lift the restrictions because of the COVID. Because right now you cannot come to Spain with a tourist visa. This will be an option. Okay, and it's the same process. I mean, if you apply from Spain, then you just apply at the immigration office. You can do it personally or online, and then they will send you a resolution. You will need the same documentation. The only documents that is different is gonna be the medical check. If you apply from Barcelona, you don't need a medical check, but you will need, for example, if the course is for more than 6 months. You're gonna need the criminal record. I mean, you just get everything, you file it online with your digital certificate, or you apply in person. You need to get an appointment before at the immigration office, and you just wait for the resolution. And once you get a positive resolution, it's the same. If it's gonna be for more than 6 months, your course, you will have to get your student card at the police station in Barcelona.
Perfect. And
yeah, beautiful. So yeah, I guess moving on to what we offer and how you can get to Barcelona. These are our courses. I mean, I've touched on obviously the Trinity Cert TEFL and the Developing Teacher course, but we do have 2 variations of the Cert TEFL course. We are now offering a 100% online Trinity Cert TEFL. This has been a new development since COVID. Trinity have changed their requirements. It doesn't need to be face-to-face, completely presential anymore. They are allowing you to get the same level of training and qualification through an online platform. So if you want to get qualified as a teacher now, maybe start working online, and then, you know, maybe in the summertime you want to move to Barcelona, that's when you can enroll into the Developing Teacher course. We have quite a few students doing that right now. We have an online course running, and they all plan to move here a little bit further down the track. So yeah, that's an option. Exactly the same as the in-person. You still get practical teaching experience, but obviously through an online platform. The Trinity Cert TESL course, it's in our beautiful school in the center of Barcelona, face-to-face. You get to see me every day, so it's great. And the rest of our amazing team. Yeah, the training that you get in the Trinity Cert TESL course is beyond amazing. I moved to Spain to become an English teacher with absolutely no prior knowledge of teaching English as a foreign language, and it completely prepared me to step out into the real world as a TEFL teacher. I know that a few people have asked sort of the questions, what's the difference between a normal €100 TEFL course that you can do online? I think this might be a good time to answer that question. The difference is how prepared you are to actually start teaching after you finish the course. If you're doing a €100 TEFL course online, for one, it's not generally accredited, so it won't be recognized as an internationally recognized qualification, which a lot of academies, especially in Europe, are after. And two, you don't get the training that I personally feel you need to become a good teacher. You know, you do need to be able to have practical experience and have the dedicated training that you get on something like the Trinity Cert TESL course. So it's really just the quality and the training you receive, and also, you know, you do get that accredited piece of paper that can literally take you anywhere. I know someone mentioned, can it take me to China? They can take you anywhere around the world, whether it's Europe, South America, Southeast Asia. Internationally recognized, and it's going to prepare you to teach anywhere, any levels, any ages. So that's the difference between something like the Trinity and also the online €100 whatever TEFL course. I explained the developing teacher course. It's going to continue your development. It's going to meet the requirements for a student visa. Great little community as well. You meet lots of other amazing people that are doing the same thing as you. So it's very, very supportive and fun. Really, really good fun. Both us, TEFL Iberia and Avalanding, are obviously here to help everyone get through this. I know that I wouldn't have been able to move here without the support of TEFL when I first moved here, and I want to be able to sort of repay that back to everyone that comes through us. Just making the transition into a new life, into Barcelona, just super simple, easy, getting you set up with accommodation, student visa renewals. Like I said before, you don't just have to come for 1 year, you can come for 2, 3. I'm not sure if Marina has answered, but once you've been here for 3 years, you can change that visa over to another visa. It's called a student visa modification, and you can become autonomo, which goes down a whole other avenue of conversation, but we can provide you all of that assistance, careers advice and job guidance as well. We are always sending our graduates job opportunities. I'm always sending resumes to academies, everything like that. So any type of support, we're here to make that transition into living in Barcelona as an English teacher as easy as possible and as achievable as possible as well. Yes.
Finally, you are very welcome to contact us. I saw a message in the chat about contact details. So if you have any questions at all related to the TEFL certification, accommodation in Barcelona, student visas, English teaching job guidance as well, that's another question in the chat about that too, you can contact coordination at TEFL-Iberia.com, and that will go directly to Jade. She is in charge of that inbox. And equally, if you have questions regarding legal and immigration support, local bureaucracy, work and residency permits, then inquiry at avalanding.com, and the great team at Avalanding will take care of that. So that basically brings us to the end of the presentation. The next section is live Q&A. So we've had quite a few questions. I've been able to catch some of them. If you do have any further questions, you can type them now. We'll do our best to answer. One question I saw just recently was, how do you find teaching jobs in Spain? Jade, any tips there?
I mean, there's so many resources. There's heaps of Facebook groups. Barcelona TEFL's Teachers Association, which is a massive community of teachers in Barcelona. There's teachers, there's academies. That's where I found my job when I first moved here teaching English. So basically academies are posting on there. At the moment, it's every day. I get notifications every day of jobs being posted on there. There's a great website called Lingo Bongo. It's a job posting ad for, language services, teaching jobs. And then also LinkedIn is another really good platform that you can find teaching opportunities. And the main one I would say would be Lingo Bongo, and Facebook are the two major platforms to find jobs.
Yeah, I would also say on the TEFL course at TEFL Iberia, a very important part is the career session as well. So we have an entire morning dedicated to how to find a job, where to look, what to do, how to improve your CV for teaching, what to expect at an English teaching job interview, specific contacts at language schools, because we have lots of language schools contact us looking for teachers. So we like to put our graduates in touch with these schools. So yeah, there's tons of resources available. Yeah. Any other questions? Let me see. Someone's asking if the session is recorded. Yes, the session is recorded and will be emailed around everyone as soon as this finishes. In order to apply for a work visa, do you need to have an offer first? Oh,
I mean, yes. Yes, but it's very interesting, and I think we went over that before, that, for example, if you register on one of your TEFL courses, you can work as a trainee also. That means it's not with like an agreement between TEFL, the school, and you can work as a trainee teacher, and that's very good. I mean, it's not like there's a job, but it's not what we call like worker, because to work like as a regular worker, then yes, you need a job. But to work as a trainee teacher, you don't need that. I mean, you just need to sign an agreement, right, Richard? And I think you help the students with that.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is one important distinction compared to pre-Brexit and post-Brexit. So before Brexit, you could come to Spain, you could get a regular work contract, same as a Spanish person or anybody who lived in Barcelona, and that's fine. Now, when you come on a student visa, you're going to be employed as a student intern. So the contract is different, but the conditions are the same. Like, it's the same hours, same pay, same everything. It's just a different type of contract, different type of status. So because you're in Spain as a student, when you're working, it's considered an internship. So that's what I'm bearing in mind.
Yeah. Yes, and I see that some of, I guess, I mean, there are British, they are asking if they can work because they've been here before and they have what's called a certificate of registration, that it's a little green card. I mean, it's a little green card, and they are asking on the chat if they can work with this card and if they need a visa, for example, to enroll in your course or work. No, you don't need it. I mean, if you already have the little green card, you are a resident in Spain, you can work, you can study, and you can reside in Spain, and the only thing you need to do is to exchange it for your residence card. I mean, you just need to book an appointment at the police and exchange it. But if you have this little green card, you don't need a visa to study, to come to Spain. You don't need a work, I mean, you don't need really a work offer and go through like a process. You just like, you can work, actually.
For me, for example, I have dual nationality, British and Australian. I moved here in 2019. I got all of my residency before the 31st of December, so my rights are exactly the same as what they were pre-Brexit. So anyone that was here pre-Brexit is fine.
Yes, that's very important, I think.
I've seen a good question. Can I teach with just the initial 4-week course, or do I have to take the development course too? So the short answer is no. If you just come to Barcelona to do the 4-week course, you'll be here as a tourist and you won't legally be allowed to work. But if you convert to a student visa, if you sign up for the the developing teacher course and you get a student visa, then yes, you can work. And you would be, like I say, employed as a student intern, but again, all the conditions are the same. So it's like a job and pay and everything.
Yeah. And then, yeah, one person has asked, you can do either or the Cert TEFL and the developing teacher course. You don't need to do both. You can come do the Cert TEFL course and get your qualification, but like Richard just said, you won't be able to work. You do need to enroll into the developing teacher course to get that student visa to be able to work legally. So if you come to do the Trinity Cert TEFL course, you can definitely come and do that, but you won't be able to stay for longer than a 90-day Schengen visa, and you won't be able to work.
Correct. I've also seen, do you have to be TEFL qualified, or is the CELTA also acceptable for the teacher development course? Good question. So in order to do the developing teacher course, you need to have some sort of pre-training, because it's considered an advanced qualification. So either the Trinity Cert TEFL, the CELTA, or any other 4-week TEFL course that has some teaching practice. You can't just go straight to the developing teacher course if you have 0 experience or qualifications. So you do need some sort of pre-training. Okay.
Amelia, actually, Amelia had like a very, I think, a good question, because she was asking if she comes to Spain and with a tourist visa and signs up for like the 4-week course that you have, if then once in Spain, she can be enrolled to another course and change it to a student visa. Actually, she can do that. This is what I explained before. It's not, I mean, it's not going to be like what the name is not going to be student visa. It's going to be like a student permit, but you can do it in Spain. That means that's a very good option. I mean, right now it's not an option right now because you cannot come as a tourist. But later on, when the restrictions are lifted, that it seems that they're going to be in July, they're going to start lifting the restrictions in July. This is what the EU has said. Then yes, this would be an option, just to come with a student, I mean, a waiver, with your tourist waiver, with your passport, and then you run it in a course in the 4 week, and then if you like and you want to continue, you can do it from Spain. You don't have to go back to the UK to apply for a visa. You just do it from Spain, and it's easier. It's easier. That's a very good question.
If you apply from Spain, you're applying for a student permit.
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah, visa is when you apply. Visa is when you apply at the consulate, and permit is when you apply in Spain.
Okay, good to know. I've just seen, are bursaries available to help cover the costs for those coming from low-income households? That's a very good question, and I really hope so. We are looking at programs where we can create bursaries or scholarships for people from low-income backgrounds. Personally, we'd be looking at giving away like a few places courses on the TEFL course, development course per year, and I'm sure with Brexit, some organisations will appear that will be providing these kind of opportunities as well. Because obviously the barrier to entry is considerably higher than it used to be, which is a shame, because what used to be accessible to everyone is now maybe not accessible. So in short, yes, there will be bursaries and scholarships available, and we'll be looking at promoting these opportunities as well. What else do we have?
Okay.
Sorry?
Yes, here there's a question that someone has lost, like the green little card. That's gold now. That means if you have lost your little green card, showing that you are a resident in Spain, I would recommend you to go to the police station and apply for a new one. There is like a specific box where it says that I have lost it. Then you don't have to apply for a visa. You just like go there, you mark I lost it, and they will issue a new one for you, because this is gold now. That's
yeah, it's true. A very good question asked about maybe Inma, you could help. You don't think that tourists will be allowed in until July without a student visa? I know it's hard to tell right now, but any insight would be great.
Yes, this is what the EU is saying. through the recommendations, they are saying that they think, that this will depend on the evolution of the pandemic, but they think they will start lifting the restrictions July 1st.
Okay, good to know.
One other question that I've seen a few times is how can people stay here like long term or permanently? And I think, I mean, I'm not the immigration expert, but it's 3 years on a student visa, and then you can essentially change that over onto an autonomous working visa. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is one of the options. There are many options. One of the options is like if you've been here in Spain studying for 3 years, you can modify it to a work permit in Spain. You don't have to go back to your country, in this case, for example, the UK or the US. You can do it from here, from Spain, and it's easier than if you do it through the consulate. And it's easier and it's quicker. But you need to be in Spain as a student for 3 years, then you modify it. Although there is other options that, for example, you don't need this amount of time as a student. You don't need to be here 3 years as a student. If, for example, the job offer you get is for like high qualified position, like for example, is like a position that requires like a degree to develop the job. And then also it depends on the type of company. If it's like a company that is a tech company or is like a big company, it's the same. You don't need to stay in Spain for 3 years before being able to modify your permit.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah, there are many options, like many options. Mm-hmm.
So in order to, because there's been a question about a tourist visa, so assuming there's no restrictions, you don't need to apply for a tourist visa. You can just come to Spain. You don't specifically need a tourist visa. Is that right?
No. If you are British and you want to come to Spain as a tourist, you don't need a visa.
Yeah.
You just come to Spain, and you will be allowed to be in Spain for 3 months. And then during these 3 months, you can be in a course that is 3 months. You don't need a visa. But if the course is going to be for more than 3 months, then you're going to need a visa.
Yeah, exactly. Another good question. Has the demand for learning English changed because of Brexit? I'm going to say no, definitely not. There's still a lot of demand, especially in Barcelona. Barcelona is like a real business hub. It's very cosmopolitan. There's a lot of demand for business English. I mean, look at Inma, like she speaks perfect English. She learned somewhere. There's lots of law firms. There's lots of demand for English for specific purposes. For example, medical or legal or technical or marketing, networking. There's a lot of demand. I think recently some schools have closed because of COVID and less demand, but they're starting to reopen, which is very positive as well. And we're hoping that by mid-2021, things will be more or less back to normal. So that's a positive sign. Any other questions?
Yeah, I think Elisa is just double checking with me. She's saying that that it seems like she lost her like little green card. And she's telling me that if she just go to the police station yes, when the restrictions are lifted and you can come back to Spain without a visa, yes, my recommendation will be to go to the police station to fill out you need to fill out a form and tell them that you lost your little green card, and then they will issue a new one.
Okay. Well, that's just been going for just over an hour now, so I think we'll be winding up soon. Just to bring up the contact details again, if you do have any questions about anything related to TEFL in Barcelona, then you're absolutely welcome to contact us at coordination at TEFL Iberia. And everything legal, immigration, bureaucracy, permits, etc., you can speak to inquiry at Avalanding. So thank you very much. Thank you for attending. Thank you for participating. Thanks for the questions. We hope in a tentative first step to investigate getting a visa for Spain. Like I say, it's all been recorded. We're going to put it on the website, and we're going to, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be creating lots of detailed guides to help you as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much for all the attendees. It was a pleasure to be with you.
Okay, thanks, guys. We'll end
Thank
there.
you all.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, just like send us like any questions you may have. We'll be glad to answer them.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much for attending that. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.